just worked my first 8-hour shift at the Cupcake Factory. I don't know why I say the Cupcake Factory. It's not a factory.
What's it called?
The Cupcake People.
Okay. That is weird.
The People Factory.
We eat people. Okay, no.
We eat people. So I was watching a video on crystals and talking about like which astrological signs relate to certain crystals more than others. And like out of the ones that are on this table, like 4 of them relate to an astrological sign of someone I do not like. So I thought that was interesting.
Yeah. Well, what's Aries? Do you know?
Off the top of my head, I don't know.
Damn it.
Yeah. You work at McDonald's. Tell me about it.
I do. It fucking sucks so bad.
Tell me about
it. I started on like the 23rd of May or something. I wanted to like work with the customers and stuff. Yeah. I show up on the first day of training. My manager Ashley's like, "You're going on grill." I've never had a fucking job before. I've never worked in a kitchen. I had no idea what the shit I'm gonna do, and I'm like, I was really scared.
The best part about it was that like she was so lenient when she was in charge, like, and it was just me, her, and one other girl in the store, and she'd be like, "Yeah, I don't really give a shit what you do. Like, you want to take a 30-minute paid break? Why not?" And I was like, haha. So,
see you later.
Do you know how I left that job? Have I ever told you this?
No.
I stopped showing up.
Eva. That's what I did in college, so stop showing up to class.
Perfect segue into Valdosta.
True.
It was logical for you to go to college right after high school.
Yeah.
Didn't really think that there was like another version of life after high school.
Right.
Right. And not that you weren't aware that there were other versions, but for you, that was...
Yeah, I didn't have a choice.
Yeah. So, in saying that, was it really like your parents' choice for you to go?
Yeah. I don't know if it was my parents or just, like, society that, like, puts that idea into your head that it's, like, you have to go to college after high school. Yeah. I don't know. I just grew up with that.
Yeah.
Like, I never knew any other way. Like, not going to college and just, like, working, that never, like, crossed my mind. Like, that was never even an option for me. But, like, the older I got, the more I realized, like, oh, my God, I don't know if I, like, want to be... Yeah, I don't know if I want to go to college. Mm-hmm. Like, I just want to chill. Yeah. But I had a major in mind, and I'm still extremely passionate about it, so I was, like... Psychology, yeah. So I was, like, cool with going to college, and... Yeah. I mean, I didn't have a problem with that choice that was made for me. Yeah. I had a problem with...
how it turned out.
Right.
So let's talk about that. You got there. Tell me about, like, give me a 10-sentence thing about your first day at Valdosta.
My first day at Valdosta. Okay. Well, they have, like, you move in, obviously, and then they start classes, like, the next week or whatever, and they have, like, the designated day for the freshmen to move in and all that shit. And my parents... we're gonna move me in and leave that same day. So that was the most traumatic day.
You have to be in a certain mindset to be ready to go to college because, you know, up until that point, for the most part, you've got teachers on your back reminding you about homework and, you know, you've got a very strict schedule. You're there for 8 hours. You can't really leave unless, you know, you've got, you know, something, you know, a reason to leave. Mm-hmm. And in college... correct me if I'm wrong, but there's you're given so much more freedom.
Yeah.
And with more freedom comes more responsibility. Mm-hmm. There was an article that Kaylee's mom pulled up on her phone the other day, and she was like, millennials, which is our generation pretty much, are more likely to be in debt, without a home, and unemployed by the time they're 25.
Yeah.
And I was like, that's really grim. It's been incredibly grim. But instead of just like looking at that statement or looking at that fact or that statistic, is it not is it not then our responsibility to look at why we've set up this generation to almost fail? Mm-hmm. And it's not just you. Mm-hmm. It's, I mean, just based off of what I just said about the article, like, it's a whole generation that's suffering.
Right.
And it's because the generation before us, and even the generation before them, they didn't expect the exponential growth of the economy, of the population, of how technologically advanced we would be at this point. Mm-hmm. So as far as like minimum wage, the price of college, the price of housing, it's all askew as to what it should be because mm-hmm. people didn't predict we would be like this right now.
Right.
So yeah, as far as Valdosta, I can't imagine like how scary it must be to feel like you're being thrown into a whole new part of the state.
Yeah, I mean, you're in a city that you're not familiar with. It's a small city.
Did you have your car?
No, not my freshman year, no, because I still had all that anxiety from driving, and I was like, there's no way in hell I'm going to drive 4 hours by myself.
Yeah.
There was just no way.
Back in September, we were second month into senior year. You know, the novelty of being a senior kind of wore off. And I wasn't into it. I felt like an alien walking around that school. There were so many people that I saw that seemed like they were okay with what they were doing with their life. And I wasn't. Mm-hmm. I wasn't happy. And I was like, I don't want to do this anymore. Like, I want to get my degree online, and I don't really know that college is going to help me achieve what I want to achieve. And at the time, I didn't know what I wanted to achieve. Mm-hmm. I was like, I kind of want to do this. I kind of want to do that. This seems kind of fun. This might make me money. And that's, for the most part, that's what I was focused on, was like surviving. And then one night I was just like, this is what I want to do. And I came up, this is like this. So then I had to tell my parents. And that was rough. You know that uneasiness that you always feel when you tell your parents something and they're like, okay. And you're like, you're not okay with this, are you?
Yeah.
And that's exactly how I felt. And I felt really lost. I felt really alone. And it took me not wanting to like live to be able to say, I need to make this decision. Like, I'm past whatever high school has to offer me. Not like I'm over it, I'm too cool for school, but like just wasn't anything exciting anymore. It takes a lot to be able to say that was my past, mm-hmm. and it's a part of my past. It's not indicative of my future. Mm-hmm. These lights were a bitch to put together. Like, they were the worst, because it's like you have this outer part, and then you have to put these rods in, and then you have the back piece, and you have to put this. I should have called Jordan over to help me.
Yeah.
Speaking of Jordan, your brother is very much a determined young man.
Yes.
And he's very passionate about what he wants to do.
Yes.
First of all, how proud of you? How proud of him are you?
So fucking proud. Mm-hmm. Like, whenever they did the theater awards, afterwards, he was like walking towards me, and he was like gonna come give me a hug, and I like burst into tears, and I was like, I'm so happy for you, and I'm so proud of you. I mean, I never ever doubted that he would go to an amazing school, that he would get scholarships.
He realized that in order to do theater, to do what he loves to do, because there's no other job Jordan wants other than to be a lighting designer.
Nothing.
And like, he knew, okay, in order to do this, which is my first step in doing it professionally, I have to be able to balance it with my schoolwork. And he did it. He did it as perfect as anyone could do it.
Yeah. So tell me what your tattoos mean.
Okay. So they are two triangles One of them is pointing... Two triangles. One of them is pointing downwards. One of them is pointing upwards. Mm-hmm. The upward-facing triangle is a symbol of masculine energy. The downward-facing one is symbolic of feminine energy. So when I look at it, it's one way, and when you look at it, it's a different way. And that's kind of a symbol of my sexuality and the fact that I'm bisexual. Mm-hmm. So, goes both ways. Me and Kaylee went to go see Get Hard last night, and it was really good. I saw it before with Fuckboy Number C.
Did you just say Number C? Fuckboy C.
Fuckboy Number C. I think people have forgotten that there's an innate beauty in just a person and in themselves, and just, existing is quite beautiful. Mm-hmm. Just to be able to experience this world. Mm-hmm. But I think people want to believe that... No. I think people want to believe that everyone is beautiful, but then they see what's on TV, they see what's on the movies, they see what's in the magazines, and they're like, I guess not everyone's beautiful. Mm-hmm. I guess if this is what they're putting out there and this is what is being represented by the people who are in charge, then this must be what people want to see. Okay, so I'm just recording this really quickly because I want to say thank you if you've watched the end of the video. If you haven't, then you're not seeing this. So, but if you did watch the end of the video, I'm sorry if I'm slurring my speech. It's like 1 o'clock in the morning. I had a big thing go wrong with my old computer, so I had to go get a new computer to totally re-edit the episode that you're now watching. So right now it's Wednesday morning, and I've just spent the last 6 hours editing. I love doing this more than anything. I've always loved putting on a show for people, but for some reason this has been my niche. And I'm very thankful that I have like 16 subscribers. Those are 16 people who genuinely, at least hopefully, genuinely are interested in my videos. And I can't say thank you enough. Thank you guys so much for watching. I loved editing this episode. Working with Micaela was awesome. Getting to hear her side of going to college and kind of what I thought was going to happen to me if I were to go to college. So thank you guys so much for watching. And thank you.